All right, so let's start. Let's begin. Okay, so what I would like us to look at is um, common problems we face while trading structure and liquidity. Okay, so what are the most likely issues that you will see? What are the things that make your trades to fail? And you're like, oh, um, this setup was supposed to bang, this setup was supposed to hit, and all that, and yet it failed. So I guess we'll start by looking at maybe some trade examples. Okay, so yeah, let me share some of the ones I can remember. Because most times what I do is I just stay online on Twitter. So I do kind of track some people online, like I check the type of trades they take. So when someone takes a trade and I'm like thinking that, oh, this trade is supposed to fail, I just kind of record it so that yeah, later I can always come back to it and study if it actually failed or if it's um played out. So let's start by looking at some examples. I think there's one I saw last week, GBP JPY, just on Friday. Yeah, GBP JPY 4 hour. So yeah, here, yeah, this one. So on this trade, so I want you to see something here. On this trade, go to 1 hour. Okay, go to 1 hour here. So obviously here you can see that there is a sweep here, okay, and on 1 hour, yeah, on 1 hour there is a break of structure, right? There is a break of structure, just minor break of structure, okay, and then yeah, to a good extent, a very good liquidity. Before break of structure, there was liquidity. All right, so this trade, why would this trade fail? Why did this trade fail? So let me just show you guys something I've always been saying, and I taught in the last class. Both your break of structure and your liquidity should obey higher time frame superiority. So if you want to know why this trade failed, simply go to 4 hour and look at it again, and you see that yeah, actually there was a sweep there and liquidity before price took out this, but there was no break of structure. Can you see that actually here there was no BOS? It was just candle BOS, right? Can you guys see? Indicate in the chat. Can you see that there was no BOS here? Who is this guy? Who is speaking? So can you guys see that? Yeah, actually there was no break of structure here. Okay. So yeah. So this is the major reason why this trade failed. So when you see people complaining on Twitter that they've done the right thing and it feels like nothing is working, just know that actually they are not doing any right thing. So this is a very, very invalid trade. And this trade was all over the timeline on Friday. You can confirm, like a lot of people posted it as mostly on 1 hour, because it looked very clean on 1 hour. When you look here on 1 hour, you can see the sweep, the break of structure, and even this Quasimodo. Yeah, so it appeared very, 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 very clean. Okay, and you just place your position to like this. They expect profit. Meanwhile, you are setting yourself up for losses. So never you take trades like this. whenever you take trades like this. Then yes, a major trade that I wanted us to look at, because I remember there was a BTC buy that everybody actually took that trade. Like it was on the timeline for like one complete week before um the the trade played out. So um when the entry on that trade triggered, I posted something on Twitter and some people were attacking me. I said, okay, I'm not in this trade, and there are reasons why I'm not in this trade. So I feel like, okay, I said something like, do you know why this trade won't hold or why it would hold? Or are you just trading because people are trading? So there's something that happens a lot. Like when you guys come online and you see that this trade I'm about to take, um, many people posted it, so that means your bias is right. I want you to know that most of the times when everybody is seeing what you are seeing, that means you might actually be wrong. Not all the time, okay? But majority of the time, especially in structure and liquidity, when everybody is seeing the same thing, then something is wrong. Okay. So first of all, I was one of the first persons to call that BTC trade. So let's just go to BTC USDT. I was one of the first persons to call the trade, and then I was also the person who debunked the trade. So let me just show you. I think on the daily time frame. So, and the funny thing is that the reason why I didn't take that trade, I have already broadcasted it before. I've already taught it in the last meeting we had. So no, this session is not going to be long. Let me just rush you guys on a few things. So this is the trade, if you remember, and it was looking very clean. So you can see, okay, yeah, most people picked theirs on 4 hour. So yeah, on 4 hour, most people picked on 4 hour. So here now you can see that there is a sweep here, down here. So let me use this tool. So you can see this low, and then price swept this low, and then the break of structure and came liquidity and break and all that. So this is a perfect trade, and we're expecting price to come back, fall into our KMR or order block, and then keep buying. Okay, so this is the ideal structure and liquidity trade. Yeah. Now this trade looks very, 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 very clean. Okay, it looks like there is no issue with this. But one of the decoys, one of the ways to know that there is something faulty with your trade, either there is no break of structure or liquidity is not properly formed on one of the time frames, or uh, which other stuff. Okay, there are some extra information that you're actually supposed to know. I believe that through studying you will find those things out. Okay, so now looking at this trade, I was like, yeah, this looks good. On daily time frame, there is break of structure and all of that. So yeah, it looks like this trade is going to hold. But on the second hand, I started looking at my protected high, my protected low, sorry. So this is my protected low, right? So and I was like, yeah, I know this rule that I taught in our last free class, that whenever price is what? Whenever your protected low is in line or in coherence with a trend line, most likely it's going to fail. So I traced this, and this is what I saw. So what do you think about this? So price hit this trend line the first time. So this is one, two, three, four, five. So 5 times we had contact with this trend line. Here, here, three. So so also here and here. And we also have this minor contact. So telling you that this is a strong trend line. Now, for those of you that were asking, because someone actually came to my DM to ask me, why did this trade fail? And I said, okay, I'm going to drop the reason. But meanwhile, if you paid attention to the last free session we had last time, you would have seen that I've actually made this example on USD JPY before. Yeah, if you remember, people like Enoch that were present in the last class, you remember that I actually made this example the last time. I said on USD JPY, because our protected low appeared on a trend line, right? I said this USD JPY was going to fail, and it actually failed. Okay, so if you are confused as to why this trade failed, then then um this is actually the reason. All right. So whenever you see your protected low appear in a trend line, most likely there is a fault with that trend line. So how I draw my trend line according to Enoch's question. So Enoch is asking, how do you draw your trend line? So please, if you have any questions, drop them in the chats and we'll move to it one by one. So I don't really have any special topic I want to teach. I just wanted to show you this BTC and GBP JPY. So and then I can answer your questions and we'll call it a day. So it's just one session. Don't not so yeah. Enoch, I draw my trend lines by connecting highs or lows. So maybe if I don't let my trend lines hit candle bodies so much or go deep. So I can't draw my trend line like touching so many candle bodies. So I prefer staying clean, maybe on the wicks. So which tells me that yeah, there is actual proper rejection on that area. Like this one, you see, this is at the cleanest edge of this candle because this is a flat bottom candle here. So I can't necessarily pick a weak ball. This is at the cleanest edge of the candle, and also this one's no much candle body contact, and the rest are wicks. So that's how I draw my trend line. And yeah, if my protected low. So trend line is one of the highest forms of accumulated liquidity. So, which is why when price breaks out of a trend line in which your protected high or low is involved, it becomes very hard for price to maintain or respect your protected low. Okay, so that's a very simple but tricky concept. So yeah, ask your questions. Any other person? Enoch, have I settled your question? Yes, it works on lower time frame. It works on 15 minutes, 5 minutes. Um, it works on 20 minutes. It works on 30-minute time frame, 45-minute time frame. Okay. So all you need to do is you need to see a sweep, a break of structure, and also liquidity. So price is fractal. What happens on the 1 minute time frame happens on the 3 minute time frame. All you need to do is to make sure that you are in coherence with your higher time frame. So all you need to do is to make sure that you are in coherence with your higher time frame. Yeah, look at this potential trade. This might actually be a trade. So here you see this sweep here, break of structure, liquidity. So you might expect price to return here and then boom. So sometimes I just spot trade ideas and then yeah, when I see trades like this, I just mark it out. Then later I validate using the basic things I taught you. Then if I need extra caution, I actually check some of things in my secret books. Like actually those are premium. Like okay, like when price, okay, things I call the algo trap. Okay, that's when price looks um completely okay to you. Price looks completely okay. So when price looks completely okay to you, Who is Rack? All right, guys, let's just continue. Can you see any markings on my screen? Okay, Ephraim, yes, I'll answer your question. Last time that we studied, I treated QMR. I showed you guys how I do draw the Quasimodo. QMR means Quasimodo return. So um for a QMR is actually an order block that has been violated before and price comes back to use it. Okay, so here let me look for a QMR on this sweep. So here this break of structure and this. So a QMR is actually if there was an order block here and initially price violated that order block by coming down here. And when price comes back here, it uses that order block to buy. Okay, so that's a QMR. So let's look for a QMR here. So let's go to maybe 1 hour. Okay, well, who is Ezekiel? All right, I'll answer your questions one by one, please. Mhm. Um, I'm going to stop screen sharing for a while and continue again. Um, I don't know why someone named Ezekiel joined the meeting and is making disruptions on my screen. So please, if you don't want to be kicked out, just stay put. Some of you have your mics on.